I think sort of we're reaching that point where what is the next thing? And people are going, well, maybe I will put money into TV or radio, or maybe I will go a bit old school with direct mail or do an event activation, instead of being sort of box hole.
Yeah. So I guess it was like, I was thinking how it's come full circle, right? So I went through the digital era. It got really incredible in terms of ROI. And then it started to become much more difficult. And the space we're in today, I think actually very hard to get ROI out of digital, or it's a channel that's been overinvested in and they're like perhaps even cannibalizing on their brand. Like in the last 5 years, I think the more sophisticated CMOs out there, I think they started to understand that the less investment they were making in their brands was actually starting to have an impact. And that even though perhaps the day-to-day metrics on the digital side all looked great, they were sacrificing long-term brand. If you think of how I started, all of those brands, they made huge investments in brand. And the digital stuff had crazy ROI. But over time, the migration to digital and the less investment, let's call it traditional brand channels, I think had an impact. And I believe that the lack of investment that people have made in let's call it brand advertising and the obsession with direct marketing, I think that people are perhaps going to rediscover brand, right? And now that you can't measure digital in the same way, particularly to the world that I was describing where attribution is perfect, you can see everything, you can measure everything, you're going to have to look at a different way. And I think people are going to have to make an investment in brand. I think brand means something very different than what it meant in the 90s, but I feel like that's perhaps where things are headed.